Hello everyone and welcome back to some more high-level StarCraft 2. What I've got for you today is a whole lot of games featuring the man that's found right here in the bottom left-hand corner of the map, Data C. Playing with the blue SCVs from South Korea. We have the highest ranked Terran player in the world and his name is Maru. His first opponent today, playing here with the red Terran pieces from China, he goes by the name of XY. And this right here is going to be a best of 3 series. Now, I couldn't help but notice that in the most recent replay packs that have come out over the last couple of weeks, there are quite a few Maru games included, but all of the Maru games are incredibly short, at the very least compared to the majority of the games that we see this man play. So, not surprised to see that Maru is starting off today with a couple of proxy barracks on the other side of the map. What's kind of funny, right, is that most of the top-level StarCraft 2 players, they're very good when it comes to playing those half-hour-long games. They're very good when it comes to playing the macro matches. But it's not uncommon that whenever they're playing an online tournament and it's one of the earlier rounds or whatever, that they play a little bit more cheesy instead. So apparently, yeah, Maru is starting off today with a couple of proxy barracks right here on the side of XY. XY, in case you're unfamiliar, he's very popular in the Chinese scene. He's actually a commentator as well, if I'm not mistaken. Anyways, he's been playing this game for a very, very long time, so certainly a formidable opponent, but not quite at Maru's level, and that's because Maru is the best Terran player in the world, so, you know, that probably isn't, you know, too surprising. Anyways, he's gonna scout. He's gonna find out exactly that there's a whole lot of nothing here inside of the main base of Maru. Well, other than that supply depot, sorry, didn't mean to call you nothing. But there's definitely Reapers building right now on the side of the Terran player in red. He did decide to go for the double gas approach, so that's pretty good for him. He's gonna be able to go for a quick factory. If you go for the CC on the low ground or something like that, that would be a bit of a disaster. Anyhow, he scouts exactly what he's going up against because right now he'll be able to put one and one together when he sees those gases mining. This is Maru just going for a good old one base all in. Obviously, it is possible for him to transition out of this, but he certainly needs to get some value. Right? It's not like he is going to be able to just go home right now and then sit, well, with a bunch of Reapers for the next 5 minutes. He really does need to get something done. Alright, let's see. How much damage can the Korean Terran player deal? Good control so far. It's all about trying to maximize the amount of damage that those Reapers can do. Reapers deal a lot of damage when they're in combat, but they have a very small amount of hit points, at least compared to some of those other units. Then again, ooh, they do heal very quickly when they are out of combat. So if microed correctly, and you can keep them alive, especially when you shovel those weakened Reapers towards the back and you don't get shot by Hellions, you can deal a ridiculous amount of damage, assuming you micro everything correctly. One Hellion ends up getting a kill right there on a Reaper, but that is still not quite the trait that you're looking for. And I believe that just like that, Maru has done too much damage. Fidget Spinner SCV going to the service of Data C. Yeah, this is sort of what I expected. GG. Game number 2. We find ourselves on Stargazers. And Maru, he's once again sending an SCV at the very start of this game towards what seems to be the other side of the map. Yeah, this doesn't surprise me all too much. There's the second one. Maru just wants to get this series over with. I don't know what he does when he's not playing StarCraft 2, but maybe he just wants to watch another episode of whatever anime he's currently watching. Right? That's the only thing I can properly imagine whenever these guys cheese this aggressively. Anyways, Maru, trying to get a best of 3 series done in under 5 minutes. Is he going to be able to achieve his goal today? What's kind of funny, right, is that whenever we have 2 very, very fast games, it's not uncommon for, like, the players to get online and for them to do vetoes and then for the actual lobbies to be hosted and all that. For that part of the tournament matches to take longer than the actual games. Anyways, here we go. Barracks number 2, already building. Is this something that XY is going to finish out? He did go for the double gas in the main base once more. That's not... Okay, yeah, that's good. That's actually really good. So he's going to find out exactly what's happening on his side of the map. This is a little bit later, though, than you ideally want to, because... I mean, even if you harass this second SCV that's currently building that barracks, even if this one has to go home, you can obviously just replace it with the first one, and It's all on a timer anyways, because the Reaper is gonna pop here in just a moment. Alright, let's see. Factory starts up. Marines are coming out as well. We're gonna need a bunker. So on this map, you can jump up over here as well as over here. So there's like a double jump up location right in that. Ooh, does he actually get the SCV kill? Nice. Anyways, there's like a double jump up location right over here. Maru losing 1 SCV, so no perfect micro. That does mean that he's gonna have to go back home. But here's Reaper number 1. And there's gonna be quite a few more on the back of this. Bunker is not done yet, actually. So Maru actually using the ramp there to provide high ground vision for this Reaper for just a moment. SCV number 1 ends up going down. Okay, good grenade. SCV 2. Yep. Beautiful micro. And this is only the beginning. I wonder if you need a second bunker over here, or at the very least something to cover this ramp. Hellion a little bit late. Okay, should be able to get that Reaper. Nicely done once again by XY. Jimmy, careful. Careful, dude. Jimmy wants to chase the Reaper really badly, but wouldn't be surprised if, yeah, there's going to be more units here in a moment. Another Marine, not perfectly rallied, then that one gets picked off easy peasy. There's the Hellion. Second Hellion needs to start up. He goes for a command center? I don't know, man. I'm not sure if this is dealt with yet. I think it would be fine if the micro is just a little bit cleaner. But so far, we've seen quite a few of those red units going down as well. Like, that bunker is achieving a whole lot of nothing right now, other than preventing those Hellions in blue, or sorry, those Reapers in blue, to jump up in that spot. But they can still jump up and just run by everything. This is not looking so hot anymore right now, XY. Yep, and the SCVs are pulled away from their post. And just like that, that's too much damage. There's a factory, by the way, at home as well for Maru. So he started up, yeah, some additional tech here. Oh, no targeting right there on that Hellion either. It doesn't matter, though. GG is called. Maru wins game number 2 in this best of 3. So, 3 days later... these two players played another best of 3. Same tournament, just a couple days later. Game number 1 this time around is on the map Moondance. And Maru is starting off this series as well by sending a worker towards the other side of the map. Moondance is actually very good for proxy barracks. I mean, most of the maps are, but this map is, yeah, doubly good, I suppose. There's a couple good locations, so right over here. That line indicates where the Reapers can jump into the main base. There's also a jump up spot right over here in the natural. And there's a lot of locations, and I think that's probably more important. There's a lot of locations where you can actually hide these structures. So XY is sending out a worker. Okay, he is going to look around. But there are so many spots, right? Is it going to... oh, he might actually find him. He needs to go a little further north. Yeah, no. So those barracks are once again coming up unscouted. The problem is there's a lot of great locations where you could go for proxy barracks. We've even seen them inside of the pocket base of the opponent. You can even plant them behind the natural. There's locations over here too, so... yeah, at this point I wonder if XY should have not just sent the SCV straight towards the other side of the map, although scouting Maru's main base is maybe not going to give you all the information either, because... well, there's always a chance that he's going to go for a single proxy Reaper and then go into a proxy factory and all that instead, or that he just planted his barracks out over here or any of the proxy locations at home just to try and confuse the opponent. Because obviously that previous series is still fresh in the mind of XY. Anyhow, Maru has more anime to watch. He needs to get this series done. Let's see. I don't know if he watches anime. I feel like he does, though. Yeah, I think it's fair to assume that he does. Maybe. I don't know. Anyways, let's see. How much damage can these units do this time around? So it's once again a factory at home. Once again, mining 2 and 1 in gas. It's going to find out about the barracks right now. Luckily, he did not send that Reaper towards the other side. SCV's already pulled away. Okay. SCV that was building the factory got replaced. Maru ends up losing one of his own workers too, but... he gets the Reaper out, and that's most important. Keeping as many of those red Reapers alive is going to be absolutely critical. No bunker? Are we gonna go bunkerless this time? Okay, then. Because that worked out so well last time. I mean, to be fair, the last game we didn't really see a lot of use out of the bunker, but... wouldn't mind seeing one going up. Hellion, also building. Okay, here go the Reapers once more. Maru wants to fight. But if he can't fight, he'll grab a couple of those SCVs instead. Okay, that's actually an overextension right there by the player in blue. Good control by Maru. Okay, good snipe, but at the cost of a lot of HP on that Hellion. So that one is out of service for at least a little bit until those Hellions get repaired back up to full. The Hellion, rather, gets repaired back up to full HP. Good targeting. There's Hellion number 2, though. Yeah. So getting those Hellions out is massive, right? Just having a bunch of Hellions available makes the defense so much easier. But obviously, you gotta keep them alive. Okay. So you know what? He's still pumping out Reapers. But I believe that this has helped. In the meantime, by the way, at home, Maru building a command center on the low ground. He's also now pumping out his own Hellion. So we're seeing a command center building on the low ground as well for XY, but this is a whole lot better here for XY. Good. There's the starport, another Hellion. Yeah, so Maru's actually gonna still double down on the aggression regardless. He's just prioritizing a little bit more economy, but whenever he's got money left over, he's spending it on units that are very, very good at roaming the map. So here go the Hellions, or the Reapers rather, once more. One unit gets sacrificed at the front, but it's gonna come at the cost of 4 SCVs. Yeah, with good grenades, those Reapers can still deal damage. Maru even landing the barracks inside of his opponent's main. He's building a Marine. Come on, Maru. That's so mean. Obviously, you can see the production, right? You can see the light flashing. So XY at this point knows that something's producing there. I think that Maru is actually just playing the mental warfare here, right? That's a very good line of fire here by that one Hellion. That Marine. That Marine is a tilter, okay? If I see my opponent making Marines inside of my main base, I would get a little bit concerned. Anyway, Cyclone at this point is out. That should make the defense much easier, but there's so many SCVs getting sacrificed. The control was good here from XY earlier, but now he's starting to lose the plot, actually. That was 20 SCVs in total in this game. Wow, okay. Yeah, this is still super game over. There's, like, even that Cyclone, I mean, it can hold on for a while. That's nice and all. But this is no longer a one-base play here for Maru. Oh my god, he even gets the Cyclone. There's another one. There's another Marine, by the way, that just popped. The lock-on of the Cyclone got wasted because of that Marine, and it dies. GG. Alright, next up. We find ourselves back on Stargazers. Spawn locations have changed, though, so that's something. Anyways, Maru's strategy is not. Nah. I mean, to be fair, it's got a 100% win rate, right? Pretty good build. There's the second one. The main question is, where are we going to proxy those barracks this time around? Are we going to put them in the exact... Well, not the exact same spot, I suppose. Because the, you know, spawn locations are different. No, he is going to mix it up a little bit, okay? He's not going to plant them right over... Nah, he's going to plant them over here instead. Complete mind game. This is not going to be expected whatsoever, man. XY scouting a bit sooner this time around, it seems. Oh, no. Is he... I'm starting to feel bad. Okay, you know what? That's good. That's really good. Yeah, when one of the barracks is still like only halfway done or so, you can actually, like the first one that is, you can actually harass this quite effectively. And he decides to pull additional workers. Yeah, I think that's the right call. So killing one of these SCVs is actually really nice. Oh, might be getting a little bit greedy now. This position is actually really good. Oh, Maru canceling the building and then, oh, restarting it again. If he kills that SCV, this game is pretty much over. Because, okay, at that point it would be very difficult to kill that, or to finish that barracks rather, if the SCVs die, obviously. And at that point you can't go for a factory either, so Maru would be in a lot of trouble, but I don't see, yeah, what he's gonna do with that second Rex. So it's actually held! Well, 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 would you look at that? Still, now you have to play Maru. That's the problem, right? Like, even when you hold Maru's cheese, you still have to play Maru. The best Terran versus Terran player in the world. Oh. Oh. I hate to see that. Anyways, yeah, the best Terran player in the world, TVT player in particular. Yeah, what are you going to do now? But at the very least, this game is not going to be as quick as the previous ones. So, we've got that going for us. XY is doing better every time, right? Did he just... Oh, okay. So the Reaper actually just decided to go back home to hunt down those workers. So in the end, actually, it's... it's still 2 SCVs there in total. Not a bad start. Straight into a tech lab at home on the factory. Judging by the fact that this factory, though, is rallied towards... yeah, the watchtower here, towards the middle of the map, I would imagine this is going to be some Cyclone play. Cyclones are obviously really nice. Here's the scouting barracks. Usually, right? So the reason why a lot of the top level players like playing this sort of style, like most players are really quite good at certain aspects of the game, right? So for example, me, I feel pretty good in straightforward macro games whenever I have been in that situation before, which, you know, if you're looking at a standard macro game, they're all more or less the same. I feel pretty good. However, and this is something that Maru is well aware of course, a lot of players, when they get messed with in the early game, their build orders are thrown out of the window, and they will have to play based on, like, skill and feeling mostly, right? And that's where the game gets incredibly difficult. And usually that's where the pro players have the upper hand. So that's why whenever we see, I think XY is probably like the rank 100 in the world or so. And that's why at this level, we still see cheese very frequently too, just because there's a very good chance that the opponent is just not as familiar playing a game after a weird start. Maru! He's actually blocking the tech lab this time around too. So, I mean, or the reactor or whatever, but like, there would not be an add-on here on this starport in its current position as long as that barracks is up. Block it, block it. No, I didn't even know you could do that. That didn't make a whole lot of sense. Anyhow, in the meantime, the Marine, by the way, got down SCVs too. Now there's a medevac filled with 2 Cyclones coming across. Feels like I'm promoting bullying right now. Am I the bad guy? Anyways. No, it's Maru who's the bad guy, okay? I'm just giving it an audience. Oh, good look on. Look on? Lock on. Ooh, he still gets it and he's... Oh. So he picked up after the lock-on missiles got fired. Which, you know, the missiles are already in the air, so they're gonna reach their target eventually, but he can actually save both of the Cyclones. Cute little micro trick once again here for Maru. Lock it onto individual Marines this time around. He did it again. Boosting away. There's the 3rd Cyclone. Oh my god, Maru. Yeah, Maru is just a little bit better, huh? It actually always boggles my mind, like, what the skill level still is, right? Like, the skill level difference, that is, rather. So if you look at, like, a rank 20 player and you look at, like, a top 3 player, the difference is staggering. It's kind of difficult to quantify, but really, like, a top 20 Grandmaster has nothing on a top 3 Grandmaster. It's just not even in the same... Like, they're, I guess, in the same league, and they're very close to a relative rank, but... I'm assuming this is the case as well in other sports and other esports too. Like, say, in tennis, I would imagine that the rank 20 in tennis does not do particularly well against the rank 3 in tennis. I mean, they might get a couple points here and there, but they would probably lose very frequently. And it's obvious here too, right? Like, Maru is just... He had a supply block, actually. But he's mostly just playing with his food this entire series so far. Both of these series, actually. Here he comes. The damage was dealt a little while ago. This is a mech Terran approach here. Oh, Raven gets sniped too before the auto turrets are dropped. Siege tank, okay, trying to get some work in. That one actually gets quite a bit of damage done. Maybe a bit of an overextension here from Maru. Yeah, This is gonna get cleaned up. So Maru is trying to see if he can win the game, because, you know, he needs to watch another episode. But it's helped. I think. Yeah, I say that. Still a lot of damage being done, to be honest. Jimmy now. Is that Jimmy's arm? Poor guy. Maru still, though, has leveraged himself into a third command center, right? And this is where he gets that economical advantage. So, yeah, now we're talking 3 base versus 2 base, where Maru is ahead in workers, he's ahead in supply, he's ahead in army. And now he's also transitioning towards, he's now also ahead in upgrades. He's transitioning towards a mass bio mid-game. So this is going to be tech labs, I'm assuming. Yeah, actually. Tech lab over here. We're gonna go into the Stimpack research in just a moment, I'm sure. They're still microing on the other side of the map, but yeah, this is gonna be very hard to break. Okay, so good stuff here by XY. He's gonna get some time to potentially wiggle himself out of this game. If it's up to Maru, he won't. But I mean, he's got the units. Oh no, this is not the time to go for a move. He comes in again. Timing attacks are just completely thrown out of the window, right? In a way, this kind of reminds me of those Warcraft 3 matches from way back in the day where, like, just the Blade Master would be able to win the game. Like, literally just one hero unit, if controlled properly, can win the game. Oh, that Marine got switched out for the Cyclone and he gets out! Sorry, Jimmy, but the Cyclone is worth a little bit more, even though it's in red hit points. Hey, look, he found a supply depot. Have to pick that off before we go home. Scan over here. That is not worthwhile. But it's gonna burn down anyways. Come on, Maru. That scan, by the way, was like 300 minerals, 350-ish. No, it doesn't really matter. But anyways, that scan is very expensive. More expensive than the... More expensive than that one supply depot kill was worth. It's almost comical. Okay, now Stimpack is done. And +1/+1 as well. Those timings, by the way, were spot on. XY is hanging in here, though. Like, you can see that XY knows what he's doing. Yeah, he's just going up against someone who's just incredibly aggressive in this series and who's just, yeah, one bridge too far. Still fascinating to watch, though. Like, XY is miles better than me, right? So, even though you may look at this and think, oh my god, I would do a better... No, you won't. You won't do a better job. XY is very strong. Okay. Yeah, there you go. There you go. Here comes the actual attack. Normally we see players sitting back until this army is ready to go. Alright. Of course, drop in the main base, why not? There's siege tanks. Yeah, dude, this is a good spot. This is a very nice spot. Siege tank over here from XY, killing the other tank. Now the Marines clean up the rest of the job. But again, these are very aggressive traits that I don't really like all too much. That said, in the end, it's a couple minerals here and there. These siege tanks may actually also be a little too close together. Okay, Maru sees the Marines and he does decide to back off. 4th command center in the meantime also built. Maru going into 2-2 upgrades. 1-1 though is done here for XY. He's going into combat shields. But yeah, he's just running on a threat mill that's set up a little too fast, you know? Like, initially he could keep up. But now he's getting a little bit tired. And Maru is still just sprinting. Okay. Very nice. That siege tank in the back, though. Ooh, good splits. Really? Are we gonna target it down? No, that's not gonna happen. That's not gonna happen. More reinforcements are coming across. Maru just can't stop. He's put his foot on the gas. He's paid for all those units, so he's gonna use all of those units, okay? If Maru had a Ferrari, he would only ever put his foot down on the gas entirely. He paid for all that horsepower, so he's gonna use all of that horsepower. GG. Maru wins the second best of 3 as well, but he had to fight for it this time. One more? Alright, let's do one more. Spawning right here in the bottom left-hand corner of Tropical Sacrifice, we have Maru and his opponent playing with the Red Terran SCVs. He goes by the name of Coffee. This is another short game that Maru has recently played, but you know what? Okay. He is not the one cheesing. I think Coffee is actually planning on cheesing him. So, Coffee, by the way, another Chinese Terran. Wouldn't be surprised if he heard from XY that, you know, XY has gotten cheesed a couple times. I wonder what, like, the relationship between Maru and XY is. I actually kind of figured he would just do it against any Terran player who he probably thinks he's quite a bit better than, but apparently that's not necessarily the case. Sounds like a little bit of esports drama to me. Anyhow, Coffee is the one who's building 2 proxy barracks on the side of Maru. This is just a single game, by the way. So just a best of 1. Maru is still going double Rex, though. So even though he's not building them on the other side of the map, he's still going for 2 barracks, which is really good for him in this particular situation. Anyhow, Coffee is still going to be able to start harassing here quite well. Problem is, as soon as there's a bunker over here, or as soon at the very least as Maru has control of this section, let me actually flip the scoreboard. As soon as Maru has control of this section of the main base, he should be good. He doesn't have money right now to go for a command center on the low ground. What was that? Maybe he queued that up a little sooner? Okay, he doesn't really know too much. Almost seemed to me like he wanted to go for a command center, but he doesn't even have remotely the amount of money that he needs. Maybe he knows something, though. Maybe he expected the SCV scout to come in a little bit sooner or something along those lines. But he wants to hunt down that worker. Okay, Reaper number 1 here from Coffee is out. There's the factory. Now they go into the main base. Okay, so this is the first time that Maru finds out that he's getting proxied. Saves that Reaper that just popped out. Gonna use the little jump location to get out of the main base and try to get that unit to safety. Good targeting here by Coffee. Yeah, he's gonna be able to get it, but he's gonna lose 1 Reaper as well in the process. Nice targeting there from Maru, as expected. Second Reaper in a lot of trouble. Okay, both players once again end up losing 1-1. Now Maru, though, is chasing down his opponent's Reaper, and that is obviously really, really good for him. He doesn't even need the bunker, I guess. No, he really doesn't. So right now, he's always going to get the first hit. He needs 1 more Reaper, though, and that one is not out just yet. Okay, good grenade there by Coffee, but it's dodged as well by Maru. Actually, Maru grenading his own SCVs. That might not be ideal. Reaper number 2 coming out of that barracks. And Maru holds. Yeah, guys, so that's what you do. Look, that's how you do it. Just whenever you're thinking about miscontrolling your units, just don't do that and just micro properly instead. You're welcome. That was funny. I don't... I like the confidence, Maru, but that was not it. That was not it. He's in the meantime, by the way, being annoying on the other side of the map. That's where one of those Reapers went. So he's actually killed 6 workers. That's why he's probably... Ah, that explains that. Okay, sorry. I wasn't paying attention to the minimap there. Maru sent one of the Reapers for the counterattack. And apparently he is getting a ridiculous amount of damage done with it. Making this all-in opener here from Coffee a complete all-in. Because that Reaper is still being microed. 8 kills. Reaper actually also backing up right there, disengaging for just a second, using its own grenade. Okay, this is where the real battle is going to be decided, though, and where this game, yeah, will be picked a winner, I believe. This is now... Ooh, it has to deal critical amounts of damage. Okay, one more Reaper goes down. That looked pretty good there for Coffee for just a moment, but there's still a lot of production here for Maru, who's now transitioning as well towards the starport. You might want to lower that supply, or, you know, not lower that supply depot. Reaper, by the way, in the meantime, on the other side of the map, still being microed. 15 kills on that bad boy. Actually insane. So he's keeping this bad boy alive while also simultaneously microing the units at home. So maybe the micro is not as clean, but it's still looking pretty damn good. Especially since Coffee is only focused over here and Maru is focused on multiple engagements at once. He looks up the the Hellion. Should really know these unit names. Anyways. Yeah, this Reaper has single-handedly absolutely destroyed the economy here of Coffee. GG. So Maru has been cheesing his way through some of these online tournaments. Very interested to find out if this is just a temporary thing or if this is something he wants to continuously do. Hey, if you aren't subscribed to the channel just yet, I try to upload new videos pretty much every single day, so if you enjoy watching high-level StarCraft 2, make sure you hit the subscribe button as well as the little bell icon so you get notified as soon as future videos go live.